Every Christmas, we sing about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Well, the flying reindeer thing, that's of course a myth. But I want to tell you a real story about reindeer. And that's a story about mountain caribou, which is a subspecies of reindeer, who live in the lower 48 United States. They're almost extinct. That's them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's no more.
Yeah, there's definitely just 11 caribou.
That's Dave, a biologist who's documenting these remaining animals. As he explained over the phone, he's seen the destruction and conservation efforts firsthand.
You know, when you have a population that's down to just 11, the chances that it's going to survive in the long run are very low. Nature doesn't do well with small numbers.
These 11 caribou live in the old-growth forests in the southern Selkirk Mountains, in Washington State, Idaho, and British Columbia. There are more herds that stretch up into the interior of BC and Alberta, numbering about 1,300 animals total. Caribou eat lichen, these mosses that grow on old trees. But America and Canada's old-growth forests have been pervasively logged, putting an almost irreversible pressure on the caribou.
Nowhere else in the world have caribou evolved to live in this heavily mountainous and very wet landscapes. And they do that by doing this amazing double migration where they go up and down the mountainsides twice every year. So they spend the spring and fall at low elevation, and the summer, and most amazingly, the winter, they spend all the way up a tree line to avoid predators. They do the census every winter where they fly, and you can actually see these animals.
Well, they're up super high.
You can just count all the caribou and just see them all right there.
Mountain caribou have been on America's Endangered Species Act for 35 years. And in Canada, these caribou are on the brink of disappearing across much of their range. This March 2018, the Kootenai and Kalispel tribes are leading an effort, along with government on both sides of the border, to capture mother caribou, which has been tried elsewhere in BC, as this footage shows.
This winter, actually, there's going to be a maternity pen where they're going to capture pregnant females from this herd and put them in a large enclosure so they can give birth in security, so there won't be any risk of predators during the very sensitive birthing season. And then they'll be released back into the wild. Without this, we may lose the species entirely. But to do it, it's very expensive. It involves handling animals,
For the southern Selkirk herd, with only 11 animals left, this is conservationists' last shot to save the mountain caribou. So until March, everyone is just crossing their fingers that there are still 11 animals out there.